Hello and welcome to day 16 of Counting the Omer. We are in the week of Tiferet, which is all about the heart and the beauty and harmony, the truth. And today's bridge or gate is between Tiferet and Gevurah. When we sense into the Gevurah energies, this feeling of structure or direction, the love from the chesed, the river of love coming from inside, is being put into order, into some sort of law. And there's a beauty in that. And then when I was sensing into it this morning, what came to my mind is the beauty I can see in nature, the beauty in the spider web. It's such a beautiful structure, and it's in its full picture, or the shape that I can observe and look at. For me, it's just so intelligent, and this sacred geometry that plays out in front of my eyes. It serves the spider and me, because it's like the spider have created this beautiful picture that I can have. It's like going to an art gallery and seeing these beautiful created pictures and paintings. I can have that same experience, or even, a deeper spiritual experience, by going into nature and observe. Same thing if I look at the structure in a rose or a snail. I remember in my previous garden, I had a rose bush that created roses where every petal were shaped as a heart. And together all those hearts were creating this beautiful, beautiful rose. And there is so much sacred geometry if you use your eyes and take your time to observe it. Same thing with music. Imagine all those notes and sounds being put together into a certain order, ending up creating this blissful, beautiful feeling within us, even bringing us to a state of connection and love, or an emotional release or emotional experience, just by listening to music someone created for you. When we create art or music or poems or a house, sometimes it's like the divine is speaking through us, and you get into this state of flow, and there's no mind into it. It's more like the heart is creating the love, that this chesed, endless love, is just flowing through you, and it gets out on the paper. And if you look into nature, it's so obvious that beyond this creation, there is just love. Everything we can see is created out from love. Sometimes I have this experience that beyond the veil, there are so many things going on. There are so many spirit guides and angels and angelic beings that are helping us to put the puzzle pieces together. And yet we have this free will. We can choose in so many things in our lives. And every time we make a choice, it will lead to a certain outcome. But since we are people coming together, and there are so many creative forces behind everything, and there's this ability to choose in every single moment. Imagine if you have 10 people and you put them together and everyone was completely connected with their free will and their ability to choose every single moment. Imagine the multiple outcomes of 10 people connecting and having this intention of creating something, whether it's a piece of music or a theater play or a house or whatever. And they put their creativity together. Just imagine the multiple layers of choices. And ideas, and how much, let's say we are making a play and we have no structure, there's no guidance or any ideas before we are starting this creation together. And then suddenly you come together and you just know that we are going to put something together and stand on the stage together. And there are 10 people and millions of different topics to choose from. And then bang, one comes with this one word that, starts the process. And then you have all the 9 others in that group that picks this up and feels some inspiration, and then they make this choice to share what's being alive in them. And then we are starting to create this spider web in a way. But there is so many outcomes that we can't really predict anything. So it's interesting why we humans are so into the mind all the time, trying to figure out what the outcome will be, when we actually could just sit back, lean back, and not trying to do anything, but just observing how life unfolds for us. Sometimes making a choice, we have to make choices all the time. We choose our thoughts in every single moment. And in a way, our experience of reality follows. I know this is complex, but I think the more we become aware of that we are very small pieces in a very, very big play. And we have this inner freedom to choose. And the more conscious we become, the more we are able to step back and observe the beauty unfolding in front of our eyes. being present in the moment so we actually recognize what's going on. Life here on earth could be so beautiful. Imagine how it would be if you got into this spaceship and you went to another planet which looked totally different from ours. And for the first time you saw some sort of nature or structure or art that you've never seen before. It's beyond the imaginable. Imagine how present you would have been. You would have probably studied every detail. You would probably be like a child, exploring, looking, trying to understand, trying to taste. If you observe a baby and how it tries to taste everything, it looks at everything, it feels everything with their hands. They are newborn souls into a body, and they are experiencing it for the first time in a way through this body. What if we walked out into nature with the same curiosity, with the same feeling of wow, and seeing all the multiple layers of creation behind what you can see with your eyes. So let's do that today. And I think yesterday I mentioned that we would do a love and kindness meditation, but I think that's more in alignment with tomorrow's energy. So let's look at structure today. If you have a flower or some nature around you, just a leaf, or there can also be an object that someone made. Maybe you want to put it in your hand if it's not too big, or at least move closer to it. And study what someone or something created. All the small details, all the colors. If you're looking at a flower, look at the color, the texture, the lines, how those lines are the vessels within the leaves or the flower petal. There are so many details that somehow comes from a creative source through another person or through Mother Nature. Can you see the magic in it? Can you see the magic in pollination? How intelligent this interplay between humans, animals, insects. how incredibly intelligent everything is. The beauty. Sometimes art or objects can bring a sense of harmony. Other times it gives you a feeling of being out of harmony, or for me some sorts of music can bring me a feeling that, oh, this was very intense and it didn't give me a good feeling. It brought me into a feeling of stress or chaos. But maybe that exact music finds its way into someone else's heart and vibrating in the same frequency that for another person this is harmony, because it speaks to that person's energy in a way. Same thing with food. For some people, the taste of an orange is the most delicious taste they can imagine, and for someone else it doesn't taste good at all. For them, bitter fruits are better. Maybe they prefer a banana. So we are so different. No one is exactly the same. And yet there is this beautiful harmony in that, in this interplay. Because we are so different, together we are perfect. To see this requires that we are able to let go of judgments towards others and to hold them in compassion and with curiosity, trying to understand someone instead of judging them. Trying to figure out what creates balance in this person's life. What creates balance in my life? When do I feel in harmony? What kind of structure do I need to feel in peace and harmony and in alignment with my own creation? When do I feel this flow? Where do I feel it? Now an invitation to allow your hands to find your chest and your heart area. Sense into what's happening inside, the structure inside your heartbeat. Imagine all the organs and body systems, the glands, the tissue, the water inside, the blood inside, the skin, the eyes, the lips, the tongue, the mouth, the stomach, the lungs that keeps you connected with nature at all times. You're inhaling the trees, exhale. See the intelligence in that. Sense into that heartbeat and the intelligence of that heartbeat. It's pumping the blood into your muscles and brain and organs, making everything function. Without that heartbeat, your body will die. That's how important your heart is. Can you thank it? Can you give a grateful hug to your heart for the job it's doing? It's like an own planet within, creating this balance within your inner universe. Every organ has its function. Every single cell within your body has its function. Can you thank every cell in your body? Because they are there with a mission. It's all serving you in one way or another. This beautiful body. It's like the sacred, holy machinery for your soul. So your soul can be here and experience the creation of God. And the interconnectedness and the interplay between all the beings here. In each moment, this giant puzzle is being created. And there are so many multiple outcomes of that puzzle. Can you lean back and allow the creation to create your life? Just by being this vessel and sharing your truth, sharing your light. May you have a beautiful day, observing God's beauty in every detail. Amen.